You're about to listen to an excerpt of Secret City Geek Lab, Orange County's best in geek news and pop culture features, broadcasting live every Sunday at 3 p.m. on 89.5 FM in Anaheim or online at ktstfmanaheim.com. So let's talk about the Marvel experience. It's going on right now. If you want to become a member of S.H.I.E.L.D., there's a training program traveling around this country, and it is currently at the Del Mar Fairgrounds in San Diego, at Del Mar, California. It is a daily show or daily experience that you can experience from now until February 22nd. And I spoke with the COO of Hero Ventures, the creators of the Marvel experience. And here is that interview. I'm at the Marvel Experience at the Del Mar Fair. What's your name again?
I'm Doug Schaer. I'm the co-founder and COO of Hero Ventures.
Okay, I just went through it.
Thank you.
A lot of fun. What is the story behind?
The narrative is that we are a part of an adventure, and what we're trying to do is drop you into the middle of a feature film length and quality narrative, and that narrative is in keeping with the foundation of the Marvel Universe. It's got complexity, it's got a little bit of humor, it's got action, it's got fun, and what essentially happens is this next generation adaptoid robot or android that is clearly programmed by one of the villianous groups that we've all become so familiar with at Marvel has come up with a diabolical plot to infiltrate S.H.I.E.L.D. and to take down the superheroes, which is a recurring theme. And in our case, this adaptoid has some special powers that make it very difficult for the superheroes to defeat it, and they need our help.
Okay. And for us, this is an immersive experience to get us prepared to take on this villain.
It is. There's always going to be a backstory. We're going to get you prepared. We're going to get you trained. We're going to get you ready. We're going to throw you in the middle of battle. Likely, we're going to flip the switch on you at some point, and maybe you won't be quite so safe. Then we're going to help save the day, and so will you. And in the end, you're going to be part of the action. You're going to be part of the adventure.
Okay, so how did this story, how did this all come about?
You know what? We're such huge fans of Universal Studios and Disneyland and Disney World and all the great theme parks and the themed attractions, the Spider-Man ride. We're a little bit jaded, though. We're New Yorkers who live in Los Angeles. We've been on both coasts. We spent a lot of time in Florida. We both represented athletes, Rick and I. So we spent a lot of time in Arizona and in Florida for spring training in Orlando. And we realized that many of the people around this great country have not had the opportunity to come to the coasts to see these wonderful rides and attractions. So in essence, it was kind of like bringing the mountain to Muhammad. We wanted to bring these types of attractions around the country at a fraction of the price of the giant theme parks. The theme parks are fantastic. They'll always be there. We can't wait to go. We're only miles from Legoland and SeaWorld and all these other, the Wild Animal Park and the zoo. But here, this was an opportunity to bring to a parking lot near you that quality of attraction and story and narrative.
And to bring in Marvel characters as well.
To bring in Marvel characters, not just the ones that you're used to seeing, but some of the niche characters.
Right.
The great thing about this show, and it's ironic that we're here in San Diego, we wanted to bring this to the home of Comic-Con, but the reality is that's not the target audience. There are lots of things in here for that fanboy. There's some voices, there's some cameos, there's some Easter eggs, there's some nuggets that will only be appreciated by the fanboys. But this is for a multi-generation audience. I brought my 4-year-old and 7-year-old for a sneak preview yesterday. My parents have been there. My grandparents have been there. My grandpa's 95 years old. He was in World War II. Captain America came about and was created by Stan, in 1943, so 70 years ago. So these characters span generations, and we can all enjoy them. There's something here for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, as a fanboy myself, a lot of the artwork was amazing. Seeing a lot of my favorite characters and some of the most iconic comic covers and pages, and by some really fantastic artists.
Alan, without giving anything away, what were some of the things that you noticed as a fanboy that might not be noticeable to the casual observer?
Well, the use of motion comics, a lot of that, a lot of, I expect to see a lot of older covers, but I'm seeing a lot of the new covers. I've never seen, I'll get super geeky here.
The Esau Grabit's version of Thor.
Impressive.
And see that brought to motion.
Impressive. How about some of the voices? Do you notice any of them?
I do. Some of them I do. I'm not sure. I'm kind of going, is this from the TV show, from the movie?
That's the beauty of it. You've got voice actors like Nolan North, who's famous for playing Iron Man in all mediums except for Robert Downey Jr.'s medium, who's the voice of Iron Man. You've got the legendary Keith David, who voiced Fury. You've got Kevin Smith, who voiced MODOK.
Oh, okay.
You've got Triple H, the wrestler for WWE, who voiced the Hulk.
Oh, wow.
Stan Lee himself has a wonderful cameo in a number of places in the experience. Maria Menounos has a cameo in the experience.
I saw that one.
We've really brought together some of the best and brightest from around to make this fun. How about some Easter eggs? You notice any references to any of the other characters that were in passing throughout?
Let's see. Oh, I saw. Irving Forbush. I saw. Let's see. That's the only one I.
There was a Matt Murdock reference.
Yeah, there's several of those.
There's a couple of those. There's a Billy Club placed throughout. There's a Maria Menounos shout out to Matt. Your 2 cents.
Yeah.
There's some very creative, very subtle, just like the Marvel movies. I mean, Marvel's known as the House of Ideas, and Marvel is all about teasing the next one. We try to do the same thing, but again, that is why it's a heightened experience for the superfan, yet it's something for the 5, 7, 9, 11, 15-year-old boy or girl as well, because there are experiences that are next generation, and there are experiences that are just there for the simple purpose of having fun.
So you would definitely encourage the family to come out.
Absolutely. And I think that it's different messages to different groups. I hope that college kids and cosplay enthusiasts come out on weeknights and in the evenings. I hope that families come out on Sunday afternoon and on Saturday morning. I hope that singles night come out. I can't imagine a better thing to do. We had 1,000 singles out on a Tuesday night in Dallas. We've got costume night. We've got something for everybody, and a child will have a different experience than an adult will. It's kind of like watching The Simpsons, if you will, right? The kids enjoy it, but they're missing half the jokes, and the adults enjoy it for a different reason.
You mentioned theme nights, like singles nights and stuff. Is that on the website, or is that something?
It's on the website, and we're taking a few things out for a test drive and seeing what resonates with the fans. We would love to give, to college nights and singles nights and clubs and groups, and really give them an opportunity to come through with like-minded individuals. Because if you've ever been in a theater that's empty, it's a little bit different than being in a full theater with, all people that are just as jazzed for it. Opening night of the Avengers or opening night of Iron Man has an energy to it. You saw the energy here this morning, and what we'd like to do is like to keep that energy going with similarly situated people who are looking for the same type of experience. When it's all a jumble, it's a great time, but you can really get geeked up when you're with the right group at the right time with the right level of excitement.
So this is a traveling show?
It's a traveling show. Will likely be 3 or 4 weeks in every market going forward.
And what's the undertaking in packing it in and packing it back out?
It is a magnificent beast of a show. Right now, it's about 60 trucks. When we settle in over the course of the next 4, 5, 6 tour stops and become more efficient, you're talking about a 40 truck show. We're 4 or 5 days in between markets to set it up and tear it down. It's on a 3-acre footprint. It is a fantastically large show with 7 colossal domes. Notice everything about it, from the floor to what's under the floor to the exhibits. If you look around, the projectors and the lights and the audio, and it is everywhere.
Okay, and this is the current only Southern California stop.
It is. The biggest key with a new type show like this, the next generation type show, is to get the word of mouth going and to tell people that they have to come and experience for themselves. There's nothing that we can do with our wonderful TV spots or our radio spots or on our website that can do true justice to coming and experiencing it yourself. And that's really the key, is get out here. It's not an expensive ticket. Go to our website, themarvelexperience.com. Go to Ticketmaster. Check it out. Come out. The most important thing I want to impart upon the crowd is that, and the potential guests, is that this is a 2-hour experience. Reserve your time slot. There's no reason to be here first in the morning and beat everyone to it. It's not a theme park. It's more like a movie screening. So come out, get yourself a 4:30 to 5 o'clock ticket, be home by 7:30 or 8. Come out. It's a lot emptier in the afternoon and on evenings, weeknights. Saturday and Sunday morning is the busiest times by far. And if you can skate through like we intended, It is just a lot of fun.
Yeah, and the best part is San Diego. It's a great destination.
San Diego's a great destination. Rick and I represented many a San Diego Padre over the year during our sports career in baseball. Although we're both New Yorkers, my parents lived down in Rancho Santa Fe, and I've adopted the Chargers as my second favorite team after the Jets. Love Phillip Rivers and the guys. Love the weather down here. Everyone down here, a lot of our team is New Yorker and Torontonians.
Oh, yeah.
And they're in flip-flops and shorts, and you know,
Well,
every one of them wants to relocate.
Right now.
They are so jealous. They flew out of JFK only 3 or 4 days ago.
Barely.
They got here, and the first thing they did was take their shirt off and put their bikini on. You know, it was just, and those are the men.
Yeah.
So it's been crazy here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. This has been a fantastic experience.
Thank you, Alan. I appreciate you coming.
Thanks.
All right.
Okay, that was our interview with COO of Hero Ventures. They are the ones who are responsible for the creation of this whole experience. And we're going to talk a little more in detail about the experience. So let's talk about what is going to be your experience. The whole story behind this is that you are training to be a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. And when you arrive at the fairground, enter through the gate, and the first thing you do is you sign up for your ID badge, which honestly is more or less getting you on their mailing list. Apart from that, apart from signing up for your ID badge, there's really not a reason to do that. All right, but then you'll enter into what they call the initiation room, and this is the first tent. And in that first tent, you'll start seeing some of your favorite Marvel characters. Outside, there are pictures of the main characters involved, and these main characters are the Hulk, Thor, Captain America, She-Hulk, Jocasta, Vision, Iron Man. Who else? Iron Fist. And also, just to show that they have some rights beyond what the Marvel Cinematic Universe has. There's also Spider-Man and Wolverine. And I should also mention Black Widow and Black Panther are part of it as well. And so you go in and you go through some S.H.I.E.L.D. training initiation, some safety explanations, and you're also introduced to Jocasta. And a lot of your experiences that you're going to have with the Marvel characters is going to be done through CGI animation. And CGI is not bad. It is actually a good quality animation, full-bodied human interaction. Okay, so you're going to spend some time in that line, and then the first place they take you is into the training room. And here, let's see, you get an introduction with Tony Stark. And he talks about the whole complex, how the whole complex was created. You're given also a wristband, a S.H.I.E.L.D. wristband, and there are places to put little, charms and stuff like that. There was only one being handed out for press at that time, so I don't know if there's more, but there's certainly space for more. But you're introduced to everything. You're introduced to Tony Stark, and then you're kind of given the backstory that there's a super adaptoid robot, that giant robot created by MODOK, Red Skull, Madam Hydra. Those are the three main villains. And Tony Stark had blown it up, and all its pieces had been scattered all over the world. And so now they're recruiting S.H.I.E.L.D. agents to collect these pieces. But of course, something bad happens, and the pieces are brought together. And you'll learn about what happens to the super adaptoid robot afterwards. Android, whatever. All right. All right, so then the first real tent, the largest of the 7 tents, is the training room. And here there's a nice chamber where you see the super adaptoid android robot in the center, and then you see there's a little game you can play. There are computer screens kind of set up as tables, and you're able to drag pieces and try to connect pieces to connect these missing pieces together. It's a really hard game. It's pretty tough. But also at the same time, there are screens, there are computer consoles everywhere, and that allows you to kind of get familiar, if you're not familiar with the current heroes. And so if you want to look up Hulk's history, if you want to look up She-Hulk's history, the Vision, Black Panther, they have these consoles, and they take some of the classic comic book frames, some of the classic artists, covers, and use that to kind of give you an introduction into who they are. the one I like, Vision is not a character you see a lot, but it's been one of my favorite characters growing up. And, I have some of those really cool covers that he appears in. And so they show you that. And then there's a wall of weapons where you get to see the famous weapons or defensive weapons of your character, such as Captain America's shield, Falcon's wing, Loki's scepter. What else is there? Oh, you do get to see Daredevil's billy club. You get to look at Spider-Man's web shooter, what that actually looks like. Black Widow's stingers. They're all there on display. There's a nice picture of what Tony Stark sees in his helmet. And if you go to our website at secretcitycomic.com/geeklab, I'll be posting pictures up about that, along with rebroadcast of this discussion we're having right now online. So you'll be able to go on our website and see a lot of pictures of that. Okay, so then after you go look at the Super Adaptoid, play a little game, go over the wall of weapons, you go into the main training room, and this is where you're going to spend the bulk of your time. You can easily spend about an hour to 90 minutes just in this room. You're going to learn how to pilot Iron Man's suit, how to fly it, and then how to shoot down weapons. And it looks like it uses Kinect technology in order to do that. And then there's a Hulk smashing room where you can pretend to punch and fight like the Hulk. There's a maze, an agility maze, that's what they call it, for Black Widow. There's a rotating wall, basically a wall that constantly rotates, and so you're constantly climbing. That's so you can learn to scale a wall like Spider-Man. There's also kind of a cool area where you stand on these in a certain spot. You look up on a big screen. You can summon your heroes by standing in a pose. You can get the Hulk to show up and interact with you. And then finally, in the back corner, there is a 3D target practice. So you'll be given shield guns, and then you can practice target practice with that. And I will say that that game is a little bit buggy. I'm not sure where I'm shooting, but it does keep score, and I did win third place with my group there. Also in the room is a cafe and some snack areas, so if you are hungry, or if you are coming at a time where you're not really eating, you can buy food there, and there are meals. I didn't get to have any because we were there pretty early, and I don't think that was set up for press yet. Okay, then we move on to the next tent. So you go through one of the Quinjets, and in that Quinjet, there are monitors there, and you can figure out you can learn the history of our three villains, MODOK. MODOK is one that I just didn't know who that guy was. Good explanation. Motion comics were used to help illustrate it. And then Madam Hydra and Red Skull, you got all that. And then out the back of the Quinjet, you go into basically the next training session, and this is where you go and you get to actually follow our heroes, Captain America, Black Widow, Spider-Man, everybody. And I said that basically the whole layout is 7 dome-shaped tents, and so a lot of the experiences you're going to have, especially with the audio-visual, the multimedia aspect of it, is going to be in dome rooms. And so so you go into this dome, and above you is basically a giant movie screen. I'm sure you've seen it. It's kind of like IMAX, but it's above you, and it's in the shape of a dome. And it's a lot like circle vision, like they used to have at Disneyland, where what you're about to see is a full 360-degree view. And you are actually going to go in, and you're going to follow along with Captain America, Iron Man, Spider-Man, as they infiltrate the Super Adaptoid army, and as they attempt to capture MODOK, Red Skull, and Madam Hydra. And you're all standing for this. And the cool thing about it is because when it moves, you get that sensation of motion and movement. And so they give you a lot of warnings as to how to deal with that. And it's also a 3D movie too, so it's even cooler that way. And it was a pretty it rivals any like 3D projection type movie you'd ever go into anywhere. Especially in a theme park setting. So whether you're at Universal Studios, Disneyland, it's a pretty good production, and you get to see, I love seeing Spider-Man. I love seeing Wolverine, She-Hulk, all of them in action, and they're certainly there. Okay, and so what happens is the story is a trap for our heroes. The Super Adaptoid is now being released. The one that was in the training room that you're trying to put pieces together with, that guy comes to life. And now you move into the final room, which is a motion simulator movie. Using the dome technology, the movie projects onto the front half of the dome, and then you sit in seats that are motion simulators. So they shake, they move, they'll blow air, water, and stuff like that. And to give you a fully immersive experience as you fly in a Quinjet trying to stop the Super Adaptoid robot, and with your favorite heroes saving you. At some point, you'll have Iron Man pushing the Quinjet backwards to get you to safety. A lot of fun. And then that experience right there is the last tent, or the last place you go, or second to last tent, or the last place you go for the experience, because now that you've graduated and become a full-fledged S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, you can now go into the gift shop and buy your full-fledged S.H.I.E.L.D. agent gear, including buying your ID badge for $20. There's a green screen photo that they took when you walked in. You can buy photos there. That those things just aren't cheap. They're $20. They're cool. You can be with Captain America and stuff like that. But it is pretty pricey. I will say this. So a lot of cool mugs, clothes, nice clothes for the kids, nice clothes for adults. I thought about getting my daughter a Captain America shirt or a Spider-Man shirt. Not a lot, not a lot of girl heroes for the girls, but a lot of girl created clothing for girls. Some collectibles you can buy there. The coolest thing you can buy at this thing, and this is amazing, it's a 3D figurine of you and your favorite hero. You're not going to be able to pick it up there, but what they do is they put you in a chamber, and they will take a 3-dimensional picture of you, and then they'll go in and you tell them what hero you want to be with. So if you want to stand with Captain America, with Wolverine. No, I'm sorry, not Wolverine. They told me Wolverine was not. They didn't have the license for it yet, but Spider-Man was a part of it. Any of the Avengers, Iron Man, Hulk. You can have a figure of you standing next to him, and these images of you are spot on. I mean, if you are a little bit pudgy, your figurine is going to be a little bit pudgy. If you are wearing your cell phone in your pocket, or if you have it in your back pocket and it has a little bulge back there, that cell phone bulge is going to appear on your figurine. It is that good. I would have loved to have gotten one, but here, let me go with your price here. There's a small, medium, large. If you just want a 3D figurine of you, it's $350 for a large, $150 for small. If you want you and a superhero, it's $550 or $200 for a small. Let's see. You can have group ones that can range up to $1,000. Let's see what else is here. You 2 people and 2 heroes. That's $1,099 or $400 for a small one. So they're pretty pricey, but if you got the money, this is a really cool thing to have. Let's finish up our little go over of the Marvel experience down at Del Mar. Like I said, this is a traveling show. It is running in Del Mar it started yesterday and is running until the 22nd of February. So that's a week and a half or 2 weeks from now. It started off in Arizona, and I'll say that I have a friend in Arizona who did it, and it was very buggy for him. It was not a great experience for him. I will say it appears that all the bugs have been worked out. I did not notice anything technically wrong with anything going on at the Marvel experience. So apparently they might have gotten their act together by then. They had started in Arizona. They were last in Dallas, and then now in San Diego. And the next month in March, they'll be in San Francisco. So if you're going to be at WrestleMania, if you're going to be at WrestleMania, the Marvel Experience will be there around that time. I'm not sure it'll be there when WrestleMania is going on. Okay, so prices. Here we go. Prices are for adults. It's $27.50. You can buy it there, but if you buy it online, there's a $5 surcharge with Ticketmaster. For children, 3 to whatever children price is, my guess is it's 12 or teen. It's $24.50, and if you're 3 years or younger, you get it for free. They also have a S.H.I.E.L.D. VIP package. You can buy a VIP package that includes one pass into the Marvel Experience, an invitation to the Marvel-themed VIP lounge featuring light fare, cash bar, charging station, coat check, VIP bathroom, and more. Then there's priority access into the experience and the Simularium Theater, so you don't have to stand in a long line. You'll get up there first. You'll get a limited edition Marvel Experience poster, signed and numbered by the artist, Spider-Man climbing wall photo, a customized merchandise item commemorating your heroic day, which is probably the photo. There'll be premium parking and on-site experience concierge with expertise of the show and the Marvel Universe. And as mentioned before, this is a great experience for the family. Great for all ages. It's not too intense. The action is very cartoon action. And there are intending to be group nights to be part of that. So that is the Marvel Experience. Like I said, it's going on at the Del Mar Fairgrounds now. Be sure to catch it. It's a lot of fun. Definitely give it a 7 out of 10. The only thing, really honestly, that lacked for me is actual walking characters. No one dressed up as Spider-Man or as Captain America. That's my only thing that you couldn't actually be with one of them.
Don't miss your favorite movie reviews and interviews. Subscribe to this YouTube channel and be sure to like and comment about this excerpt. Enjoy.